Mylifewithparkinsons. Got my fry pan turned on here. I'm just getting it heated up. I've got a little bit of bacon grease in it. I'm going to say welcome to Make It Monday. And what we're going to make today is citrus pork chops. So I made this the other day and it was delicious. So I thought I would share it with you. So I've got, now this is going to be enough for Bill and I to have for a few days. So I just bought a nice big package of pork and I'm going to just cook the 4 pieces of it, but each piece is very big. So I've got that, and then I'm going to get my seasoned flour. Now you season it however you like. I've got a little bit of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, and I think that's everything. So, and I've just added a bit of flour. So I've just got that in there. So you just put whatever seasonings you would like, and then we're going to let this go around the pan, and we're just going to put this in and get it started. So all we want to do is flour each side and place it in the pan. It was a really nice dish. My Aunt Beth had made this dish, and I really enjoyed it when she made it, and she gave me the recipe, and I hadn't made it. And it was just like, it was a long time ago she gave me the recipe, and I came upon it the other day, and I thought, I'm going to make that. And it was very good. So, now what I'll do is after I get this in the pan, I'm going to let it just brown on both sides, but I'm going to go wash my hands and whatnot, so I'll put you on pause while I do that. And let this just cook a little bit, and then I'll come back. But now that I'm safely out of the chair that I was stuck in yesterday, good heavens, could not believe that. Everybody laughing. I said to Bill, that needs to be on tape. I said that was a funny moment, that's for sure. All right, now what I'm going to do is I have not a lid, but I have a splatter guard that I'm going to just put on the top of that like that. Let that cook for just a little bit, and I'm going to go wash my hands, and then I'll come back when it's finished cooking a little bit. We're not cooking it through, just browning it. Okay, I'm back. So let's check how these are doing here. I got them flipped over once, but they weren't very brown. No, I'm going to have them go a little brown. I'm going to turn that up just a little bit while we take the next step. So let's see. We'll turn them up just a little bit and see how that goes. Now, the next step is I need to have citrus. I'm going to use orange, but you can use orange, lemon, lime, a combination of them all. But I'm just going to do orange because that's what I have. Now I want to have 8 slices because I got 4 pork chops. I want to put 2 on each one. So I'm just going to cut the ends off. Okay. Now I'll cut each one of these into 4 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. All right, so I've got those rings done now. So now I've got a Dutch oven here, nice big Dutch oven. I've got a little bit of grease in the bottom of it, just so that things won't stick. These are getting pretty much brown, I think. Yeah, this will be good. Okay, let them go just so I got the next bit done. In here, I have 2/3 of a cup of ketchup. Now, you're supposed to add 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. I went to get my brown sugar. It was hard. I couldn't believe it. So, I made my own brown sugar. I've got white sugar. I took a little bit of fancy molasses, gave it a good whiz up, and that's my brown sugar. So, I'm going to put that into there. Just put my garbage pieces in there. And then you can use whatever you want. I like to boost the amount of juice in here. So you need 2 cups of liquid. You can put any kind of fruit juice and water combination that you want. I have a cup of orange juice and a cup of water in my container there. So I'm going to mix this here together and add the orange juice to it. These were so lovely, and I'm going to, now Bill doesn't like rice, so I'm going to make a little bit of rice myself, but I'm going to serve his over some roasted potatoes because he's not a rice fan. So I might not have room in this bowl for it all if I don't want to add the juice to the pot. But okay, I'm going to turn this off now. Okay, can you turn that off? And I'll serve a vegetable with it. Probably carrots or peas, one of the 2. All right, so now I will add the pork to the cast iron skillet or enamel skillet. These are such huge pieces of pork. Okay, I'm going to put 3 in the bottom because that fills the bottom. And then I'll put the next one on top after I put the oranges on these ones. Okay. Now if you see, I've got the oranges sitting on top like that. So now I'll put the last piece of pork on. And the last 2 bits of oranges. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I want to have that sit down a little bit further in the pot. So I'm going to actually cut that one in half so that it'll fit down in closer to the bottom. Now don't panic because it's not cooked all the way through. Don't panic about that because it's going to be in the oven for an hour. So, all right, let's see. All right, there we are. Now, that can nestle down in the pot a little bit better. Absolutely, that's better. All right, now I'll show you that once I get that in there. Put the orange slices on that one. Okay, so now you can see that that's all down in the pot much better. Now I'm going to add a little bit of just the orange juice to the pot. I'll put the rest of it into here. Okay. Now, give that a stir. Now, if you were putting this like in a shallow pan instead of a deep Dutch oven, then you'd want to cover it with tin foil after you get this in. But I'm going to just cover it with the Dutch oven lid, of course. So that's all in there. So I'm going to bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to uncover it and cook it for another 30 minutes, okay? So that's an hour's cooking, and then I'll be back. And it'll be smelling good in here before we know it. Okay, we're back, everybody. I'm going to hold this as steady as I can. That's my plate and Bill's plate. And the meat and the sauce are over rice for me, and they're over potatoes for Bill, and then you cut up a tomato for him as well. So that's our dinner. I hope you all enjoyed the recipe and maybe give it a try. It's very good. Okay, talk to you all tomorrow.